Hello and welcome to this cryptocurrency video. Today I am going to be getting into why I think big money is about to start flowing into cryptocurrency. I'm also going to be comparing the cryptocurrency market to the last big investment opportunity of a lifetime, known as the Bitcoin period. What did I just call it? Bitcoin? Did I just call it Bitcoin? Man, I've been doing this video for ages. Known as the .com period, and then later on known as the .com bubble. Just like in crypto, we need a chart to see what was going on. So here is the Nasdaq chart. Now Nasdaq is like a huge group of companies. To compare it to something in the crypto market, let's just compare it to Binance, okay? It's like an exchange. Inside the Nasdaq was a huge spectrum of companies. These companies would range from finance companies, medical companies, transport companies, healthcare companies, energy companies, loads and loads of companies. Just like in the crypto space, we have a huge spectrum of companies doing different things as well. Companies in the energy sector like Power Ledger and WePower, but they're doing it on the renewable side of things. We've got different cryptos in the medical field. We've got identification cryptos. Companies like Omise Go who are trying to bank the unbanked. The actual currency aspect of cryptocurrency with Bitcoin. And then we also have protocols like Ethereum. It's pretty much the same, but what differentiates it? What makes it different from the other stocks is that our stocks are built upon the blockchain. The reason why I'm comparing the Nasdaq market to the cryptocurrency market is because at one point the Nasdaq market was in a speculative market as well. Companies and investors were sold a vision. To explain my point better, let me take you back in time, back to a particular year. And in this year, a few major things happened. Firstly, Elvis died. Our king, God rest his soul, although he lives on in my father. First flight of the Concorde happened. A fantastic thing to happen in this year is that Shakira was born. Shakira! And Apple is formed into a legal corporation. This year is, of course, 1977, baby. The reason why I'm bringing you back to 1977 is because this is the year that home desktop computers were made public for everyone to buy. At this point, the overall market cap in the Nasdaq was $100 billion. And naturally, as these tech companies grew bigger, they started putting more money back into their products and improving and developing the computers. But you need to remember, in the early days of the computer being out, barely anyone was using them. For one, people didn't have the knowledge. They didn't know what they were doing on the computer. They didn't know how it worked. And the second reason is they were expensive. But over the course of more than a decade, the improvements got better and better, to the point by 1989, over 15% of American households had a computer. And it wouldn't be just mum and dad using the computer. Kids would use the computer as well to learn. There was a number of programs for literacy and maths. And by this point, everyone knew what a computer was. Now, the reason why I'm giving you this history lesson is because I believe that around the late 80s era is where we are at the moment in the crypto market. Now, these tech companies absolutely dominated the Nasdaq. And this growth is from development and improvement and from the public getting used to computers. But it was still early days. Not everyday people were buying computers and using computers. You can see the clear similarities with crypto at the moment, where not everyday people are buying crypto and using crypto. It's estimated that roughly 5% of Americans are actually invested in crypto. Obviously, it's hard to tell how correct this number is because of when you open up a wallet you get multiple addresses. But if anything, this will help prove that the market is still very new. Also, investing in cryptocurrencies and investing in computers is completely different. To use cryptocurrencies, you need to invest in them. To use a computer, you just need to buy a computer. You haven't got to invest in the stock. And you can also see the similarities in development. We have different cryptos doing different things, all trying to improve. They're trying to improve transactions per second, the security of the network, how the network will reach consensus with proof of stake, proof of work, and proof of... There's so many proof ofs. It's crazy. We've got things like Bitcoin Cash, so we've got high transactions per second, very low fees. And then people like myself who don't believe in Bitcoin Cash and believe that it's centralized and the whole point of crypto is to be decentralized. The market is quite confusing for the everyday person, especially the everyday person that is working a full-time job that doesn't have time to do the research on crypto. And that's not even factoring in the difficulty of actually buying altcoins. Yeah, sure, you might be able to use Coinbase to buy your Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin, but to get these other altcoins that you hear people talking about a lot, it's a difficult process. I'm sure you can remember when you first got into crypto. I remember looking at Satoshis and being like, what the fuck? But yeah, I'm not going to go in depth about all the difficulties of crypto because I'm sure a lot of you have been there and we've all overcome it. But the overall crypto market at the early stages that it is actually at is really very good. We have products coming out. We have many projects being built upon the Ethereum network, so loads of ERC20 tokens. We've got projects building upon Neo, and in my opinion, things are only just getting started. Now, going back to the Nasdaq chart, we're coming up to 1991 to when the internet was released. To begin with, again, not everyone understood the internet. You know, you had to have a phone line connected in. Your phone didn't work if you were on the internet. It was pretty slow, but the tech was still there. Any similarities there? I'll spell it out for you. Sometimes sending crypto from wallet to wallet can be a bit slow. Sometimes the network can get clogged up. Look at CryptoKitties, for example. Look around the November time when Bitcoin was high charges and transactions were really slow. But now, as improvement and development comes out, the Lightning Network is here, and the future's looking bright for Bitcoin and the overall crypto market. It's looking more and more likely that crypto will be used for online purchases. Not only on the online world, but we also have companies bringing out cards that you can actually spend your crypto and actually withdraw cash if you really want to use cash, or you can just use your card as if you would use your normal bank card. So companies like 10x have brought out their cryptocurrency cards. And on an investment side of things are going to become a lot easier as well. Platforms such as Ethos, you'll be able to use your fiat currency to buy a huge range of altcoins, not just the ones that are on Coinbase. Also, the news of Bittrex adding fiat capabilities of being able to just use your fiat money to buy altcoins straight away, and other exchanges like Bitfinex also doing this, and I'm sure other exchanges are going to follow as well, making it extremely accessible to the everyday person. For the really big boys to come into the space, they need the infrastructure to be able to buy large amounts of cryptocurrency. The Winklevoss's twins have stepped in and announced that on their exchange they're going to be offering a service for big time ballers and like people with millions and millions of pounds to be able to invest in cryptocurrencies. With their service, they won't just focus on Gemini, they're also spread out and buy cryptocurrencies from other exchanges, pull them together for a big time investor, so it doesn't affect the price so much. Also, Coinbase are going to be doing a similar thing, and they have announced that they're going to be adding some more ERC20 tokens. And I feel this is going to really propel cryptocurrency in a really strong upwards direction. Coming back to the Nasdaq chart, the thing that propelled these tech companies into a very strong upward direction was the internet. We'll get into why the Nasdaq grew exponentially in this time, but first of all, I want to focus in on 1993 to 1995. Email and websites were real buzzwords. Similar to how everyone was talking about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies last summer leading up to December, the same thing happened with email and the internet. Let me show you this small clip from the Today Show in America where they're talking about email.
A, and then the ring around it?
At?
See, that's what I said. Katie said she thought it was about.
Yeah. Oh.
But I'd never heard
Or
it.
around
I'd never
or
heard it
about.
said. I'd always
Right.
seen the mark, but never heard
Yeah.
it said. And then it sounded stupid when I said it. Violence at NBC. There it is. Violence at NBC. GE.com. I mean, what
do you
is
say to that,
internet
Allison?
anyway? How does one? What do you write to it like mail?
No, a lot of people use it and communicate. I guess they can communicate with NBC writers and producers. Allison, can you explain what internet is?
No, she can't say anything in 10 seconds or less.
Oh, Allison will be in the studio shortly.
What is
What
it?
does it mean?
It's a giant computer network made up of started from.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell us what this was.
It's like
You've been
a
looking in the
computer
dictionary.
billboard.
It's not an. It's a computer billboard, but it's
Right.
nationwide, and it's several universities and everything all joined together. And
Right.
And others can access it.
and-
Right.
And it's getting bigger and bigger all the time.
Just
It came
great.
in really handy during the quake. A lot of people, that's how they were communicating out to tell family and loved ones they were okay because all the phone lines were down.
I was telling Katie, and I've
But
been
you don't
talking.
need a phone line to operate internet?
No,
You don't need a phone line to operate internet?
no,
Operate internet?
no.
And just from looking at the comments in this video, you can see people comparing it to people talking about cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. So this guy here, this is how I feel when I explain Bitcoin. This guy just like Bitcoin now. Again, another one, this is what people sound like with Bitcoin now. This guy's picking up on the fact that she said that. How are you going to get on the internet without a phone line in 1994? And even to this day, the majority of people don't understand how the internet works. But they use it. They literally interact with it every single day. And it's changed our world in an unimaginable way. Some people did understand it, like that guy on the show who was trying to explain it to those guys. But just like I try and explain Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies to other people, I'm telling them, but it's just not registering in their head. You know, it's just not going into some people. Some people just can't get it. And that is holding them back from investing. Rather than take the time to learn, they just don't. They just carry on their lives. They go to work. And then they wait for cryptocurrency to come up in the news again, and that's when they might get a bit more interested, and That's basically what's happening with cryptocurrency right now. It's just going up in waves, coming back down, going up in a bigger wave, coming down, going up in a bigger wave. And it's going to come to a point when it's just going to keep soaring up. And sure, it might come down every now and then, but the prices of today, they're going to look stupid in a couple years time. I know I'm preaching to the choir here. I know all you guys probably understand how revolutionary the blockchain is. And back then, I'm sure there were people exactly the same as us who also knew the internet was going to be such a great revolutionary thing for the world. These are the people who did their research and invested in these new .com websites. Now, here's a list of all these top websites. As you can see, AOL and Microsoft being amongst them. I'm going to use Microsoft as an example. Now, to quickly touch on this is where I believe we are at the moment in the market. I've got my reasons. I'm talking price-wise. Obviously, it comes into the factor that investing in stocks and shares is completely different to investing in cryptocurrencies and utility tokens and protocols like Ethereum. If you manage to hold your investment for 6 years, you would have nearly 10x your initial investment. As I have said, the internet started coming around this time and the newspapers started talking about it. Here's an article from 1994 from the New York Times. I did try to get the actual page up, but you have to pay like £1 and it's ridiculous. Scratch that, it's £4, £1 a week. I'm not paying that. So here's the headline: Business Technology. Doubts raised on number of internet users. Has the internet been overhyped? And they go on to say that although the internet is supposedly doubling in users every year, apparently to 20 to 30 million users worldwide, they're saying that this is too high and they've got the numbers completely wrong. And here causing more FUD, saying that this guy Mr. Quarterman believes that his lower numbers may be more accurate count of people who are active and reachable on the computer network, and his numbers say that there's only 2 or 3 million. So massively overhyped according to this newspaper, which is a major newspaper, you know, it's the New York Times. Again, spreading even more FUD, saying that there's concern over computer security and intrusions by hackers. If Mr. Quarterman's analysis is correct, then his calculations further blur the already vague notion the electronic culture and commerce is just around the corner. They're reporting that it's not around the corner, it's not what everyone thinks it is, and they're really trying to play it down. If you're an everyday person, a retail investor, looking at the newspaper and reading this and being like, wow, they're saying that there's 30 million people on the internet, but there's really only 2 million people in the internet, I'm going to take my money out, I'm not going to invest in this, and just causing FUD back in 1994 as well. Yeah, there was many FUD articles going around talking about the dangers of the internet, and it was early days. I've got a funny story about my sister actually. Hotmail was like an email service. And my sister went on a computer and she went on Hotmail, but she spelt it Hotmale, as in Hotmail, like me. And yeah, it came up with loads of naked men. She came to my mum, was like, "Mum, I don't know what I've done. I didn't do anything, I swear." And yeah, she spelt it wrong and it came up with all that stuff. And this was a big thing in the papers. They were talking about how kids were going to be exposed to naked images and porn and all kinds of stuff. And if the kid is left alone on the computer, then they can research loads of stuff. And in a way, it was right. But it's also, you know, feeding into the fact that maybe this isn't going to take off, and maybe, you know, regulation will come and things are going to be banned and it's not going to be as popular as everyone thinks. Now back to today's date, talking about cryptocurrency and the FUD in the news today. It is ridiculous. Time and time again we're seeing mainstream media saying that specific countries are banning cryptocurrency, when that's not the case at all. They're just doing little things like banning like a certain exchange, or not allowed trading for a certain amount of time before they figure out what kind of rules to implement. Or when I constantly read about Bitcoin supporting money laundering, or Bitcoin supports child trafficking, or Bitcoin supports drug dealing on the dark web. I mean, so does normal money, okay? So normal money does all that as well. It just drives me crazy. And then you get big market traders coming out causing FUD, and then you see the next day that they're actually buying Bitcoin from the price drop that they've caused, and not only buying Bitcoin but also setting up infrastructure themselves to start their own cryptocurrency companies and exchanges and stuff. It's ridiculous, man. Now imagine if you were to listen to that FUD article and you sold your shares in 1994. The market's already proved itself to be quite strong, and comparing this to the crypto world, our overall growth has been crazy. You know, it's been nuts, but it's been super strong. I guess we can all agree that it's been flying out the gate each year, thousands of percent, pulling back 90%, going up thousands of percent, coming back, and it's just stepping up each time. That's pretty obvious and clear to see. And just like here on this chart before the internet came out and really rocketed everything up, We are before the time of the cryptocurrency aspect of things actually being implemented. Being able to actually spend your cryptocurrency online on different major websites. I don't understand why people keep saying it's a bubble and it's going to keep going, like it's going to disappear. Like, these are the people that just don't get it, man. Even my nan said to me today that you need to get out of cryptocurrencies because they said on the news, they said someone's banning it. She didn't even know what country it was. I'm pretty sure it was India. It was about India talking about banning cryptocurrencies. I was just like, nan, all due respect. Like, okay. But yeah, seeing constant FUD is a common thing, but also seeing the really great things coming from countries backing cryptocurrencies, countries saying they want to be the leaders in this cryptocurrency space, large investors getting involved, and just looking at the charts each year, I think it's fucking obvious to see what direction this cryptocurrency is going in. I'm just gonna show you guys this chart comparing cryptocurrencies to other markets, and as you can see, it has been crazy. My final thoughts, because this video has gone on a long time, you've probably fallen asleep listening to my fucking monotone voice. Cryptocurrencies aren't stocks and shares. They are what the internet was to the computer. It took everything to that next level. Big time, large, smart investors have seen the performance of the cryptocurrency market. They aren't just going to put billions of dollars into something that hasn't proved itself. I feel like crypto is now proving itself. The infrastructure is being laid for them to buy large amounts. It's very clear to see that they have painted cryptocurrency in a negative light in order to buy it after they cause the price to go down. We are seeing in the news large investors coming over to the crypto space. We are seeing more and more traders from Wall Street come to crypto. These guys realize just how much of a shake-up cryptocurrency is going to be to the traditional investment ways. We are coming into the fourth industrial revolution. Machine-to-machine technology is going to come, and it's going to come pretty quick. Everything's probably going to develop much faster than what it did in the dot-com bubble. And yeah, sure, I believe there will be a bubble many years down the line in cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, but I think it's going to be a different kind of bubble, because I think by this point fiat value is going to be pretty worthless, so Bitcoin could pump crazy instead if everyone's using that. I don't know, but I feel like a lot of companies could just go bust and people will take that share out of that altcoin and convert it back into Bitcoin, so we could potentially see a weird situation, and I'm really looking forward to it. If you don't know how the blockchain and Internet of Things and AI are all going to go hand in hand, then I advise you to do your research. I'll probably make a video about it in the future, talking about cryptocurrencies that are going to work in the Internet of Things space, because there are quite a few, and there's some really good projects that I think not many people know about. Obviously there's IOTA, which a lot of people know about, but there's smaller cryptos that I want to talk about. I want to personally invest in them as well. I've got a few of them, but yeah, just watch out for that video. You might find it interesting. Thanks for watching this video. Like I said, I know it went on for ages. I appreciate you watching all the way to the end. Hopefully you taken something from it, and yeah, thanks for watching. Bye bye. Here's my donation page. Obviously you don't have to donate. I'm not asking you to donate. I'm fucking telling you to donate. No, I'm just simply saying, if you want to send something my way, if you felt like you learned something new and you want to send me something, here are my addresses to send something to. Okay, you don't have to, but thank you. And again, thanks for watching to the end. Bye bye.